Hi everyone! Today we'll begin talking about chewing. Chewing is important. Chewing is important because it breaks the food into tiny bits. Some foods take longer to chew than others. For example, dry foods take longer to chew versus soft, creamy foods don't take as long. When we chew, the food is mixed with a digestive juice, a colorless liquid called saliva. Cuando masticamos, la comida se mezcla con un jugo digestivo que no tiene color y se llama saliva. As you chew your food, saliva pours from the 6 salivary glands in your upper and lower jaws and under your tongue. Here we can see a little line pointing to one of these, apuntando a las glándulas salivares en la boca. The mixing of saliva with the food increases the taste of the food. Meanwhile, the gastric juice in the stomach begins to flow. Before food is swallowed, saliva begins the digestion of carbohydrates contained in foods such as bread and potatoes. Antes de que la comida sea tragada, la saliva comienza la digestión de carbohidratos. You should always be sure to swallow the food in your mouth before you take a drink. But why? If you take a drink while food is in your mouth, you will probably swallow food that is not thoroughly chewed. Tal vez tragues comida que no está bien masticada. Now, what does the tongue do meanwhile? Your tongue helps mix the food with the saliva as you chew. Before you swallow, the tongue forms the chewed food into a ball and pushes it to your pharynx. The pharynx is our throat. La faringe es nuestra garganta. Look at the image. It forms a ball and goes through the pharynx. At the same time that you swallow, your epiglottis, which is a tiny flap of cartilage, closes the opening to your trachea, so the food cannot block the flow of air into your lungs. La epiglottis cierra la apertura de tu tráquea para que la comida no bloquee el flujo de aire hacia tus pulmones. Now let's look more into this. Look at the picture. You see how the food comes? This is the epiglottis here, and it's closing for the food not to block the flow of air right here. Ven como la comida cae y la epiglottis cierra este conducto para que la comida no te bloquee el flujo de aire hacia tus pulmones. From the pharynx, the food passes through a long tube called the esophagus. This sends food to your stomach in just 4 to 5 seconds. Water can travel through your esophagus in even less time. Let's look at it. Look at how the food travels through your esophagus all the way down to your stomach. Now, the esophagus has muscles that push the food all the way to your stomach. And these muscles are so strong that food will go down to your stomach even if you are standing on your head. Los músculos del esófago empujan la comida hasta el estómago y son tan fuertes que si comieras y estuvieras parado de cabeza, igualmente empujarían la comida hasta tu estómago. Now let's look at these 4 parts. Here we see the epiglottis, the trachea, the tongue, and the esophagus. Food comes through here. The epiglottis is working here. The trachea is here, and the esophagus is transporting food all the way to your stomach through here. This is all we'll be talking about today. Let's check out your homework. You're going to work on page 46 on the quick checkup section. You can do this on your science notebook. Have a beautiful day. Bye.